How did fall camp go for you and the rest of the specialists?
Good, good. This is my first one without Anders, who was like our leader basically, and it was good. We really gelled together, especially Alex coming through, having his first kind of full camp being the guy, and he was looking really good. So just positives coming out so far, and I'm excited for a couple of weeks' time.
Is it weird that you're the veteran now? That everybody's looking at you?
Yeah, well, me and Quarterbomb, we're the old guys. We've been through it a bit now, so it's fun. I've been through it all and trying to help these young guys a little bit, and try and help them get their way through and not get too distracted. So I try my best at least.
You had an awesome year last year and got all SEC honors. Here in the preseason. What about your game are you trying to work on to get better? Even though you're already doing really well.
Yeah, so I'd like to get better at my traditional stuff. So obviously I do a lot of the rugby, and but I just let coach know, like, whatever you guys want to do, I'm ready to do it. So working that traditional style and just having fun with it. I mean, last year, so just kick it, and relax.
What has that coaching staff adjustment been like?
Well, luckily I've had a few changes so far, so I'm getting pretty good at it. But they've been amazing. They have been. So Freeze and all his staff come in, and they've all been really, really good with us. And so with Coach Burns, another guy coming in, and he was just, he was like, all right, let's compete, let's work, and he was all for it, and I really liked him, and he really gelled with us and brought us really close, and it's been fun.
As you said, you have been through the coaching changes now.
Yeah.
How do you get good at that?
Well, they're not going to bring in bad people. Everyone is nice. Everyone's knowledgeable. Everyone's great. So it's just take it in, take it with stride, and go. All right, you guys, let's see what happens. And they've been fantastic, and I'm just really excited for the season.
Oscar, we got to see a little bit of Alex last season. Yeah. What have you seen from him, this camp, and what does he bring to the table for you guys?
Yeah, so he's just excelled. I mean, he's just kicking bombs, and he's consistent, and he's having fun, and he's just like, he's relaxed, but he gets the job done. And so obviously there's still a little bit of room to improve because he's still a freshman, redshirt freshman. So, but he's just, he's got everything for him. He just needs to go out and show everyone this year, have a full year. So he's, I'll be excited to watch him kick him. So.
How deep is he good from?
I think he hit like a 63 in practice. Coach was like, let's just run it, and he kicked it, and everyone was like, but we were like, that's Alex. So we expect him to be able to kick some big ones this week.
And with in the league, have you seen that kind of help him at all?
Yeah.
Everyone's made that adjustment?
Yeah, so obviously if he hasn't had a good day or whatever, he's got that backup. So if he ever needs a question, he always goes home and he can always ask his brother. And I've seen him, maybe he had a bad day and then as soon as he talks to his brother and he comes back and he just smokes it. It's like easy fix for him. So I think it's good that he's got that resource next to him.
Like you mentioned, you said you've already been through a coaching change before. This is the second time around. What's different this time around as when Coach Harsin came in? Like, what positives do you see or negatives?
I don't think there's any positives or negatives. I just think that it's just change, and that might be the hardest thing for lots of players, especially because we had a lot of old guys leave and go to the league and move on, and then it was like, all right, now we've got a lot of young guys and transfers. It's like, all right, now we've got to rebuild again. So it wasn't good or bad. It's just that kind of restructuring and making sure that all the new guys coming in, understand the culture that we're trying to build. Hopefully they'll take that on with them. Yeah.
There are obviously a lot of Aussie punters in the NFL now, and I'm sure you know it. But how cool is it knowing that you could be on the verge of that and getting to join some of those guys?
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. Obviously, I want to keep my feet where they are at the moment, just focus on this. But obviously, I get excited watching all the Aussies out there kicking, and I try and flick onto the games whenever I can and watch their highlights because it's pretty cool to know that I might have played with some of them or trained with some of them, and if I ever need help, I can always reach out and they'll probably give me some good feedback.
If you have a guy, one of those Australian punters, like who's the guy that you watch? Like who's your?
Probably Sipos. I mean, he came from here, so it's kicked with him a bit, and he kind of helped me transition into coming over here and stuff. So whenever I can, I try and chuck on his games.
You mentioned working on more traditional punting style. Obviously, with the rugby background, how do you shift that and work on that in practice? this?
Yeah, so before I got over here, that's all I did. I thought that's what that I was going to be doing, so I trained that a lot. And then once I got here, they were like, "Oh, we just like the scheme and everything with the rugby." So I was like, "All right, we'll just do whatever you guys want." And I've done pretty well at doing that. And so I think with that, and the new coaches, they're like, "Let's just do a bit of traditional and see what happens." And yeah.
Is that more for the perspective of just what Auburn wants to see from you, or also getting you ready to
I think a bit of both, yeah, a bit of both, which is exciting. They're helping me get to the next level as well as focused on right now, so it's good stuff.
With special teams kind of always being like maybe that forgotten about third of football. I mean, it is still a third of football, right? How have you seen like the coaches kind of approach that and maybe prioritize you guys in the group?
Yeah, so a big talking point, especially in special teams, is that when you go to the league or you're picked up as a signee or an undrafted signee, they'll look for guys who want to work, and it might come in special teams, and guys might get their shots on kickoff and punt, and so a big point is when they're like, you guys want a shot, you guys want to make the next level, start now. And so we've got starters, we've got all the guys. I had Shank, I had Derek, I had. Anyways, I had like all the captains, all the starters, all on punt team, right? And they're all busting it to get on there because they know that that's another opportunity for the league or for other opportunities outside of this. And so that's a big point, saying if you guys put in the effort now and run down on kickoff and show that you can hit a dude and do all that, it's just another point to add to your criteria for scouts to look at you and be like, yeah, that guy works on defense, and then he goes down and smacks a dude on kickoff the next play. It's kind of, yeah, that's the drive, I think, to get it run on there, rather than forget about us and be like, special teams, they're just doing their thing. So,
like you said, you get that perspective of all these guys. Who's one guy this year in fall camp, summer camp, that stood out doing all that hustle work?
I mean, we've kind of had just a lot of guys, like a lot of young guys stepping up. So, I mean, you guys have probably seen some of the stuff during the scrimmages and stuff, but we've just got so many young guys going out there and just pushing. So for me on punt, I got DJ James as one of my gunners going down there, and he was in that role last year, and this year he just comes out and he's just like, all right, let's work, get ready, go down, run down, catch the ball for me. It's just good to see that those guys come in and stand up a little bit more and step up to that role. Get excited about special teams at least, I think.